Survive off Sex and Religion. I'm still really ill. I'm in isolation for another 2 days. I'll be doing these gigs at the weekend because I'll be out, but if I'm a bit slow and stupid, it's because I'm ill. So, we're in standard tuning drop D. Sometimes, because we're doing a lot of this, I'll detune the G so it's flat, and then when I hit it and it goes sharp, it sounds okay. Just a little tip. Anyway, so first lick. So 12 on the G, 12 on the G, 2 10s and some palm muting. And then 10 on the G with some vibrato. So D, D, 10, 10, 10 on the G. And then finishing off with the 12, 10. Next section. So open D with an upstroke, 12, 10, 10, 10 on the G, 12, 10 on the D. All together. So from the beginning. Finishing it with this. So pinky, 13th fret of the B, 12th fret of the G, little bend. Release, pull off to the 10. Hang on. Yeah. So bend, release, pull off, and then 12 on the D, 10 on the other D. 10 on the G, 12 on the D. So all together. Then we've got all three, so we've got D, A and D. Again, this is why I go flat, because when you hit it, it doesn't sound all shit. So you got the open chord, and then 13th fret of the B with a slow bend. 10th fret of the E, 13 of the B, 10 of the B, and then 10, 10, bend the B back up. And I don't really know how to explain the timing on this. I'm palm muting it, but it's got a sort of swag, swing, whatever you want to call it, to it, okay? And then we got sliding up to the 15th fret of the B from nowhere, then 13th fret of the E, 15, pre-bend, release it down quickly, so 13, 15 on the B. So all together. I hit it twice and slide it down because that's what he does on the record. And then we got this one, which is kind of an easy section. So first finger, we're bending the 3rd fret of the A, and then hitting the 5th fret. So. Doing a hammer on from the 3rd fret to the 5th and hitting the 5th again, so all together. Then we have this. So hammering on from the 3rd to the 5th, and then 3 on the D and 3 on the A. So that finger's going nowhere, I'm just rolling it, taking the pressure off. And then 5th fret of the D, bending it up and releasing it. I do 2 picks because it sounds punchier, but he does it in 1. 3 on the D, 5 on the A. And then we finish it off with this lick. Bunch of pull-offs. So 3 on the D, 5 pull off to 3, and then I do an upstroke here, 5th fret of the D, and then 3 and pull off. Power chord on the 3rd fret twice. I do a rake on the dead strings, so. And then finishing on the 3rd fret of the A. Right? So all together, I'll do it up tempo because we're using a lot of time. Finishing it off with this. So, pinky on the 13th fret of the B, ring finger on the 12th of the G, and I'm doing an upstroke on the B, and then pushing that other note up. So, upstroke, downstroke, up, 2 times, and then we're going to release the bend, pull off 2 12s on the D. Right, so that's the end of you. Then we have this beautiful section, and I'm going to go so all the way to this pickup and then 1 over to split these 2. My guitar's broken, but if you can, roll a bit of the volume off and we're on to this. So second fret of the G, hammering onto the 4th fret, then pulling off back to the 2, and then to the open string. So then it's the 4th fret of the D, open G, open D. And it has like a sort of like a 1, 1, 2, 3. You know, that pull off is really, really quick. And then we're doing the same thing but on the 2nd fret of the D, and the 4th fret, and then pulling it off. 3rd fret of the A. Open D and open A, so very, very slow. Sorry, second one's a bit different, isn't it? So after that one, you've got 2 of the 3rd fret. Playing that first lick again. Okay, ending on the G, and we got this after it. So ring finger on the 4th fret of the D, sliding up to the 5th, and then I'm chicken picking the 3rd fret of the B string, and then 4th fret of the D, slide it down to the 2nd, open E, 1st of the B, and then the open D. Very complicated to explain. If you type in Survive Tab by Steve Vai, the beginning is really inaccurate, but this part is 100% accurate. So if you want Survive Tab on Google, on Songster, and this part of the tab is perfect. Other part shit, this part perfect. So we've got this. Chicken pick that, or it's slow enough to pick. That lick again. Then we got this new one. So 3rd fret of the B, sliding up to the 5th, open E, then 3rd fret of the B, then this, which is the 5th fret of the G, sliding up to the 7th, open E, 7 of the D. So double barring, 7th fret of the D and G, sliding down and re-hitting the notes. I just hit the 1. So then when it's 5 of the D, 4 on the G, sliding down to 2 on the G, 4 on the D. Okay, same principle. And then we're hammering on from the open A to a 3rd, 2nd fret of the D, open G, open B, and then we're sliding in on the 4th fret of the D, 2nd fret of the G, open D. So let's play that whole section very slow. You'd be glad to know this next section is easy. So, barring across the 5th fret with your 1st finger, and then on the G string, little finger on the 7th fret. So we're sliding it down, hitting it again, and then back up. Slide, then pulling off, open. I've got the A in there. downstroke, upstroke, whatever, like I was strumming. Then we got this. So 7th fret, sliding immediately to 12. 10-10 on the E and B. Sliding that G back down to the 7th fret. And then hitting the 5th note on the B and G simultaneously. So 7th fret of the D, sliding down to the 5th. Then 3rd of the B, open G. Then 4th fret, sliding down to the 2nd. 3rd of the B, open D, okay? That lit riff again, nothing's changed, but it's shorter. Just that. And then we've got this. So 4th fret of the D, little bend, release, pulling off to the 2nd, pulling off to the open string, 3rd of the A, and then open D. All together. And then we've got the open first 3 strings, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, and I put the 2nd fret in on the G, which is the A. And then it all ring out. And that's it. So, I probably can't remember. Let's play the whole thing very slow. That's it. I'll try and do a couple more video lessons before the end of the week. And if I don't, I will see you at the shows this weekend. And I'll give all of you COVID. Goodbye.